The Elimination Chamber is in the rear view mirror. We're going full speed ahead now to WrestleMania. This is the last Raw of February. I wish it was the last Raw we ever had to watch, but unfortunately for some, that is the case because we say goodbye to Four Horsemen legend Ole Anderson. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. And yes, Ole Anderson, one of the original Four Horsemen, one of the most legendary factions in WWE history, has passed away.
At the age of 81, and of course it is a sad moment, but if we're being truthful about it, Ole Anderson probably hasn't watched Raw for like the past 30 years, and you know what, he'd have done himself a favour with that, because see, watching this tonight, I'm honestly disgusted to say that I wasted 3 hours of my life watching it.
Well, I mean, if he hasn't watched Raw in the last 30 years, he's missed a lot of great stuff.
Well, he has, right? But let's just say the past 10 years then.
Nah, he's missed nothing.
He's missed absolutely.
He's missed nothing, but he will be missed.
He will be missed. You know what, right? I'm not going to pretend he was the greatest member of the Horsemen, because obviously that's going to belong to big
Nature Boy Ric Flair.
But at the end of the day, right, the guy was in the Horsemen. That's something great. That's something to be remembered for. See this guy, he'll be remembered until the end of time. See the likes of...
Even Steve McMongo Michael will we remember just because he was in it.
Aye. No, but see the likes of Rhea Ripley and Jey Uso and jabronis like that, even though in today's standard they're like The Rock and Austin. Who's going to remember them in 20 years? No one. So anyway, shout out to Ole Anderson. But Ole. Let's get into the start of this show. And we had Rhea Ripley showing off her man shoulders, even though that's more Raquel Rodriguez. But essentially what this is, I'm a man, you're mommy, but you're like also a man. And behind every man, there's a woman who's even better than the man. It's essentially...
It was a feminazi promo. Becky Lynch came out cutting the same old crap rhetoric. I'm the man, Becky Lynch. And then Rhea Ripley says, well, it doesn't matter if you're a man because I'm mommy and women are better than men. And behind every great man, there's a greater woman. So, yeah, it was just spewing nonsense, really, that women are better than men. If that's the case, why don't we get Rhea Ripley versus Brock Lesnar in a real fight? Let's see who's better.
What's so funny about that, though, right? Seeing you can't get like world leaders and also like people that like great warriors and army leaders. You don't think you don't think of their fucking wife.
Think of all the most relevant people in the world. People that have like invented things, created things, like led wars, won wars. It's all men.
Yeah, but you don't think of their wives. Rhea Ripley's almost saying, yeah, there's a lot of great men, but they're irrelevant because behind them is actually a greater... Like, seeing you think of the World Wars, right? And I know we're completely going off topic, but does anyone sit and go, yeah, Winston Churchill was a great guy, but what about his wife? No, nobody gives a fuck about his wife. Alright? Anyway, let's move on.
Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon, but I wonder what his wife made him for dinner the night before.
Exactly. Anyway, I'll tell you what Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura cooked up for dinner. A 30-minute boring fuckfest. Because I didn't care for this. Sami saying, oh, he can't lose. He can't lose on his road to WrestleMania. Sami Zayn is doing nothing at WrestleMania.
I don't even think he's on the road. The back road. His road's got one of those road closed signs in front of it.
He should stick to dealing with trolls on Twitter, like, because, I mean, he's not even good at that, but here, he's probably better at that than he is being a professional wrestler.
Sami's saying, see, at this point, the guy'd be better off flying over to Palestine and fighting in the war. But at least he might be decent in that.
Might be decent in that, because he's definitely not a good professional. I mean, this match is just too long, man. It just sums up wrestling, though.
Commercial break.
Yeah, but
break.
These guys had a match at TakeOver, what, like 9 years ago? Almost a decade ago. And what the fuck's changed for their careers?
There's more matches. There's more commercial breaks during the average Raw match than the Young Bucks hit super kicks in a match. That's glaringly worrying.
No, that is a problem. Absolutely. CM Punk is then in an interview. He reveals that he will be in WWE 2K24 alongside the Dudleys, alongside DDP and a few other people, Post Malone.
DLC, buddy. I like the way he tried to make it as if it was the fans that made this happen.
Yeah.
As if it isn't WWE 2K24 thinking that they can make money by making them a DLC.
I'll put it this way, right? The WWE games suck, and the season passes normally do suck, but I think getting the likes of the Dudleys and CM Punk
Yeah, that's
like
almost,
worth your $8.99.
that's almost worth paying for the £100 deluxe version.
I almost is. Up next is Man Shoulders, Raquel
Keyword,
Rodriguez.
almost.
I thought Chelsea Green cut a pretty decent promo for the match. I mean, obviously, we don't really get the American sport jokes, but here, heel heat,
San
folks.
Jose Sharks. Yeah, I mean, maybe if she made like an NFL reference, I'd get it. But who gives a shit about hockey, seriously?
Not me. Raquel Rodriguez comes out, shows off her man muscles. Probably get more muscles than the entire fucking men's roster combined. But yeah, squashes her with the Tijuana bomb. Even though it's the Tijana bomb, but here, fuck off, back to TJ. Anyway, Sami Zayn backstage. He says WrestleMania is a few weeks away. He really needed his victory tonight. He said it like so lackluster, man. No
Why
energy.
is before we talk about Sammy, why is Raquel Rodriguez jobbing fucking out Chelsea Green?
You tell
I
me.
think Chelsea Green's way better. What does Raquel Rodriguez offer apart from coming out with some like Mexican sounding fucking Latina, I don't know, music and flexing her shoulder traps? I mean, that's not enough to impress me.
That don't
But you know
impress
what?
me
Like,
much.
see when it was Scott Steiner doing it, and he had a fucking body that was like you'd never seen before. Fair enough, but why would we care about a woman coming out and flexing off her like upper body muscles and shoulders, and it makes her look like a man? Like, I know we live in this woke world where the women are empowering and look at that, they've got muscles, they're just as strong as the men, but it's actually fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
The average guy watching this doesn't want to see women that have got more muscles than themselves, or women that are stronger than them, or women that look like fucking dudes with their huge bloody neck shoulders, man.
See,
You know-
Raquel Rodriguez, she's not unique because you've got the likes of Jade Gargle, you've got the likes of Rhea Ripley, right, and all these other man-looking women. At least back in the day with
Bianca
China,
Belair and stuff. Yeah, like
it was unique. It was an eighth wonder of the world, literally.
yeah. See if all the women were big and strong and muscular and had penises like China back in the day, then rest in peace, Johnny Laurie. But see if that was the case, that she wouldn't have stood it. China stood it because she didn't look like any of the other women. A lot of the women look like Raquel Rodriguez from a physical body standpoint. I mean, they're all like big. They're all like, if not 6 foot, close to it.
Apart from Becky Lynch, who looks like she is on hunger strike.
She does. Bobby Stans maybe taught her a thing or two. But no, you know, it's like they're all like big and muscular, and it's not feminine. I know they're not going for a feminine look, like, but it's who wants to watch this? Apart from pathetic little fucking losers that wish they were getting pegged or something by her, then that's it.
No, it's funny though. All they do is like bury men, and it's like all these sad men that's keeping this fucking product alive, isn't it?
Alright.
Who actually see, unless you're going with your kids, man, you shouldn't be seen dead at wrestling in 2024. No offense, Ollie Anderson, but anyway, let's move on to Sami Zayn, and he cuts an awful promo here. He's got to win. If a past doesn't find WrestleMania, then he'll find his way to Mania anyway. Gunther then walks past with his man tits.
It would take a massive fucking Hail Mary for Sami Zayn to get a title match at WrestleMania, in my eyes.
What is Gunther walking past Sami Zayn and laughing doing for you?
Absolutely
Gunther's
nothing.
got nothing. Cody Rhodes then cuts a promo. Just boring. This guy's so vanilla, man.
I think it was this part I fell asleep, so I can't really offer too much here on this review.
I'll offer too much, but you've just got Cody Rhodes talking about, I'm going to batter Grayson Waller tonight. I'm going to look at The Rock on Friday. All this. Cody Rhodes does not. There's no energy in him. There's nothing. There's no enthusiasm. It's the one level, and that is it.
Fog Wrestling subscribers, what do you want to talk about?
The Rock slapped him at the press conference, right? And Seth Rollins took it worse than him.
Oh.
Anyway, Gunther comes out after successfully defeating Jey Uso. I got my man nipples waxed by Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni. Oh, this shite, man. I actually despise Gunther, man. I really do, but you know, he says, there's people out there who should be challenging me. A bunch of jobbers like Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, The Miz. It gets worse. Even that the Black. I can't say what Gunther said next, but he was referring to R-Truth, folks, alright? Damien Priest then comes out.
What the fuck did he say?
I'm joking.
Alright.
I made it up. Alright, Damien Priest then comes out. Says, big bad Gunther is...
I thought that was a German in him coming out there.
It might have been, but It's just Damian Priest coming out and teasing the fact that he might cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase on the IC title.
I actually wouldn't be surprised at this point.
I wouldn't be surprised if he lost it.
I think Damian Priest is further away from being a world champion than he's ever been.
Yep.
At this point, I would actually say that. See, before the Judgment Day was even a thing, and Damian Priest was a face, I felt like he was more over now. See, when he joined the Judgment Day and then Finn Balor came in and they kicked out Edge, I think he was more over then than he is now. Even 6 months ago when Finn Balor, is that long ago? Anyway, when Finn Balor was challenging Seth Rollins in the Judgment Day were in the world title picture, he felt like he could win it then.
Do you not feel...
But I think, since he got into the tag team, he's a tag team wrestler now, and he's a tag team champion. And no disrespect to tag team wrestlers, yeah, like back in the day, you could be a tag team champion and be a main eventer, but in 2024, if you're a tag team champion, that means there's nothing for you. That means you fucking suck. That means you're at the bottom of the barrel. Look at who the challengers were. This guy shared the ring with Tyler Bate and Pete fucking Dunne, and he's going 50-50 with him, and we're supposed to believe this guy could cash in and beat Roman Reigns.
Do you not agree?
Or Seth freaking Rollins.
Do you not agree, though, if you're a mid-carder and you win Money in the Bank, you've got to cash it in quite early into holding the briefcase? Because I think if you hold it for like 10 months, it's like you're just not winning.
Well, I think if you're a mid-carder, you could hold it for 10 months and you could progress throughout those 10 months and become more of a threat.
Yeah, but that's like 20 years ago.
But
this
Damian,
is 2024.
Damian Priest, since having the briefcase, is 100% declined. He's getting worse. Like I said, like he's half the tag team champs and he's taking on fucking jobbers. And we're supposed to believe this guy can go from Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, the big strong boy, to taking on Roman Reigns. It's no happening.
Absolutely shite. Andrade.
I don't think there's any title that Damian Priest could cash in for right now and win it, apart from maybe the SmackDown WWE Women's Championship. But at this point, there's like multiple members of Damage Control, so he's outnumbered.
He's outnumbered.
So I mean, who knows? He probably couldn't even beat Io Sky.
What can he do? But this segment's over because Gunther walks backstage. New Day came out for the street fight. Andrade walks into Dominic Mysterio backstage as well. To which he says, "I'm here for a meeting with Adam Pearce. My lawnmower needs a bit more oil, let's say." But yeah, the New Day take on Imperium, street fight. This did nothing for me.
Unfortunately, I missed this. Passed it.
You passed it. Well, you know what? The lawnmower conked out, but I almost conked out during this street fight. And you know what, right? You can bury at a street fight. You can say what you want. What is the excuse for the New Day against Imperium in a street fight not happening at Elimination Chamber?
I don't think it deserved to have an Elimination Chamber.
Yo, I'm not saying it did.
Both fucking suck.
Hold on. But when you look at the rest of the card, what match actually deserved it? There was 2 matches that did not belong anywhere near it.
At least they were title matches.
Title matches.
What? They were.
See when Pete Dunne, right, and Tyler Bate are in a match, I don't care if it's a title match or they've literally got to do a
Hold on,
mate.
You said there was 2 matches that didn't belong anywhere near it.
Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax.
Didn't belong near pay-per-view.
But no, because it's the main event, I'm treating it under a higher regard.
Ah, piss off. Could have just placed it somewhere else.
Imperium do defeat the New Day, throwaway match. Anyway, let's move on to Grayson Waller. Vignette, and not much happening here. Your generic El Shui vignette here for Grayson Waller. He was a face down under, up above. What is he? A heel, I guess. But Chad Gable enters the fray. He wants another shot at Gunther. He wants a 4-time lucky. And what would you like this? Do you want Gunther to take on Chad Gable at WrestleMania?
No, we've seen enough Gunther Gable. We've seen enough Gable Ivar. Just get some fresh opponents for Gable or get Gable to fuck one of the two.
The Alpha Academy need released.
If Gable was going to win, if he was going to beat Gunther, he'd have done it already. What's the point of having another match?
Yeah, we've Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark taking on Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Talk about 4 people that don't belong anywhere near.
Now, is this anything to do regarding the tag team titles? Is our number 1 contender match here? Or
there's nothing on the line, but the WWE Twitter did put out, oh, has that made Baszler and Zoe Stark the number 1 contenders? Because they did win the match, so yeah. At this point, I believe you woke up as D-Generation X, break it down, and the Miz entered the Judgment Day's clubhouse. R-Truth was there, and R-Truth was like, right, It's good that we brought the band back together. Let's go whip the Judgment Day's ass.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Hey, Truth, I said, are you ready?
I think this is embarrassing that we actually have to pretend that DIY is DX because they're two bums.
I mean, it's probably the best things I've ever been for them, pretending that they're Shawn Michaels and Triple H, but yeah, look, I mean, yeah, this is embarrassing.
Isn't it?
DX, why? See, back in the day, DX wouldn't pretend or anyone else because, other than the Nation, because that was like a comedy piss take segment, and like they were mocking them, but like, you wouldn't pretend that DX were somebody else because DX were one of the most over factions of all time. I would say in WWF they're the most over faction of all time.
Yeah.
And probably maybe NWO ever, like, you know, if you take in WCW. But at that point, like, you know, DX were massive. So if you're great, why would you pretend? It's hard to pretend. If you're like one of the best ever, it's hard to pretend to be someone else and actually be better. But when you're DIY, it's like you've got nothing to lose by pretending to be a different faction because you fucking suck by going by your own name. So it's like, what's the difference?
Yeah, up next, I actually thought the Drew McIntyre Seth Rollins segment was odd. I think Drew McIntyre's doing pretty good work. He comes out, does the whole CM Punk sit down. He says he burst his eardrum. He's been recommended to Miss Mania, but he's not CM Punk. So he sit down. He told the cameraman not to show his kilt, you pervert. And he says, Mr. Rollins, come out here. I've got something to say to you. I just can't take Seth Rollins serious. He comes out wearing every attire is awful, right? See when The Rock used to come out in hell. See he'll come out on this Friday. I bet he's coming out looking like $1 million. Seth Rollins comes out looking like he spent some wee fucking 9-year-old's V-Bucks on Fortnite because he looks like an absolute fud.
Was it the Roman Reigns that says you dress in your wife's clothes?
No, Becky Lynch dresses better than him. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
Yeah, but they're both weird as fuck when it comes to outfits.
No, they are, but at least Becky Lynch dresses like a normal human. See Seth Rollins, he dresses like what people wear during like the fashion shows these days, which is absolute freak show bastards.
And this is a world champ.
No,
I can't take him serious.
No, I can't take
him
him
serious. Could you imagine if Austin came out dressed the way Seth Rollins dresses?
Seth Rollins...
Stone Cold would have been dead.
Seth Rollins dresses like a dead rising psychopath.
Aye.
Something like that. You just miss the days like if some people coming out looking like proper men.
Looking like $1 million.
But you know what, I enjoyed this segment. Drew McIntyre did call him out on the whole Bloodline thing. Seth Rollins is like, well, you know what? The Bloodline's more important than this World Heavyweight Championship. Really?
But Drew McIntyre's like, oh, we need you on Raw. See, at this point, why does Drew care? Drew should be like, well, yeah, if you want to devote half your time to SmackDown, that makes it easy for me to beat you at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Seth Rollins starts talking about his daughter. He's like, not everything's about me. There's bigger things in life, and it's the bloodline. They're just shoehorning Seth Rollins into it, and it's like Drew McIntyre's just stuck on the wall, man. Then we get Nia Jax against Liv Morgan.
It's sad though because everybody involved in the world title picture right now, Drew McIntyre's doing the best stuff.
No, he is.
But he's almost like a spare part because he's challenging for Seth Rollins' world title, but Seth Rollins isn't really interested. He's more caring about what's going on with the bloodline. They should have just took the belt off Seth Rollins.
I think they should have.
If they want him to be an ally to Cody Rhodes, that's fair enough. But I don't think it really works when you're the champion and you're basically downplaying all your duties to go and fucking be Cody Rhodes' wingman on SmackDown.
No, you can say you want about the bloodline, but it's not like a takeover vibe like what NWO was back in the day. It's not.
How can they take over? Roman Reigns is never there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway, Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Becky Lynch interferes. We said it earlier, we'll say it again. She's looking really skinny, like unhealthily skinny. Built like an absolute stick insect. Like, you actually look at some people and wonder how they can even lift other people above their head. I mean, she's built like nothing.
Yeah, I mean, going into WrestleMania, she does not look like she could beat Rhea Ripley if this was real. And we know it's not real, and we know that's not how wrestling works. It doesn't go on well. They don't look like they could beat them because we've seen over the years a lot of small guys have beat guys that they couldn't beat in a real fight and whatnot. But it is a little bit hard to believe that Becky, the stick insect Lynch, could beat Rhea Ripley. She's
built like Stacy Keibler, but Stacy Keibler never wrestled. no reason to have any sort of like physique. But anyway, she gets involved here.
I fucking wish you, Stacey Keebler.
I know, but Nia Jax disqualification here. Becky Lynch. So what are we doing here? Is Becky Lynch still feuding with Nia Jax? Liv Morgan confronts her backstage. Oh, what are you doing? It's not everything's about
Not
you.
everything is about you, Becky. That was my moment.
That was my moment.
I was doing my thing.
Kathy Kelly then stumbles through her lines like we stumble through this Raw review. Grayson Waller says, oh yeah, I did all I could at the Elimination Chamber to help Austin Theory against Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. He didn't really. He says Cody Rhodes though. We'll never finish his story.
Like, see Kathy Kelly is strange because, well, it's not strangely, but it kind of sucks for her because, I mean, she can bot, and she can slur, and she can mispronounce words, and there's not a lot she can do. Us, on the other hand, we can say whatever we want. It's just a wee matter of pausing this and restarting the video.
Yeah, a wee bit of insider knowledge.
Rewind 10 seconds and off we go.
I mean,
nothing happened. Poof.
We probably tried more intros at this Raw review than Roman Reigns has had days as world champion.
That's actually legit, alright.
It's near enough legit. Anyway, we have Jey Uso. He will be a special guest on the Jackie Redmond show. No, hold on. Where is that going? The Jackie Redmond show.
Like, so I don't know what this is. It's a show on ice hockey, NHL. Is Jackie Redmond working between two companies? Because I remember that other woman had that. Who's the woman that went to Fox and people bash on her all the time?
I know who you're on about. Can't remember her name.
Vince Russo.
Carmel?
No, Vince Russo had a thing for her. Said she was the best looking woman in wrestling. What's her name? She left WWE to go to do Fox.
Kayla Braden?
No. Kayla Braxton. No, fuck. What's her name?
Doesn't matter, man. What was your previous point?
What?
You were to bring up something before this.
Do you think there's any chance that one day somebody will be cutting a promo and they'll make a mistake and they'll just turn around to, like, I don't know, the cameraman and be like, here, can we go again?
No, I remember Sid Vicious did it. JR was like, we're live, pal.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, do you
remember that though?
No, I do, but do you think, well, I don't know, like, back then, that's that long ago, like, it's like, you know, one thing. I'm surprised I've seen it.
Jey Uso then starts brawling with Drew. What the fuck? What? See on Raw, I think we've just got this like almost like a fetish where it's just people that randomly brawl each week. Like, what's Drew McIntyre doing? Like, is it because Seth Rollins can't get into any sort of physical altercation? It's embarrassing. If the guy can't get into any sort of physical altercation, then what's he doing with the fucking belt? What's he doing? Feuding with like The Rock and Roman Reigns? It's ridiculous. Alright, Cody Rhodes, Grayson Waller, main event.
I'm still trying to think that person that left, and it's pissing me off.
Right, we'll find out soon enough. But Cody Rhodes, Grayson Waller, who's going to win? Such an even match, so unpredictable. Cody Rhodes wins, right? And then it got really weird. The crowd were like, "Oh, who's that?" Out comes Paul Heyman with three guys. We're like, who are these three? Turns out they're formerly of the NYPD.
Charlie Caruso.
That was the name. Anyway, formerly of the NYPD, Paul Heyman comes to the ring. He says, you're going to have to revoke your challenge to The Rock. Cody Rhodes is like, no, I came for a family. How many times is he going to reference? Can he not be his own man, Cody Rhodes? I'm sick of the family references, man.
Yeah, nobody cares about where you came from, right? Your dad's been dead about a decade, and your brother. I mean, I can't really say what I want to say about Goldust.
No, right. See with The Rock, right? Obviously, with the Bloodline, that's the entire gimmick. But see The Rock. See back in the day, when did he mention his dad in promos? Like when he was over, like.
Well, the sad truth is, I mean, the Rock's dad or grandfather were never a tenth as good as The Rock. There was no need to mention them.
Yeah, but how many times has like Randy Orton mentioned Bob Orton? Unless he was like with him, feuding with Taker, for example. You just don't do it.
No, you wouldn't know.
No, I'm not even joking, like, or exaggerating. I would say Cody Rhodes is. I would say Dusty Rhodes or the Rhodes family is mentioned every week.
Plus, I'd say that's more of a heel thing. Constantly bringing up who your family were. It's almost like, you know, if you got the silver spoon in your mouth.
Yeah, well, I've got the silver spoon.
You know, it'd be like, Stephanie McMahon, $1 billion. Do you know who my daddy is? You know, like, be like that. But, I mean, why does Cody Rhodes feel the need to come out and mention Dusty Rhodes every single week? I personally don't get it.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes then proceeds to batter the NYPD. Paul Heyman then gets two phones out, one for Reigns, one for The Rock.
Yeah, so Rhodes got a chair, said, if any of you come closer to me, I'm going to basically lay the smack down. Heyman says, but that doesn't apply to me. Rhodes says wrong. Then he beats down the police officers. Michael Cole says, no wonder these guys were suspended. Kind of funny there for Michael Cole, I guess. Oh, funny. Does
it not make The Rock look incredibly weak that he's sending fat 65-year-old Paul Heyman out to fucking revoke this challenge for Cody Rhodes?
100%. Like, what's that achieve anyway? And then Paul Heyman whips out a phone with Bloodline on it. He says, call Roman Reigns. Then he whips out another phone with a Brahma Bull logo on it. And he's like, call The Rock. And, like, first of all, why does this guy have fucking two phones? I'm sure you can get them both on the call at the same time on the one phone. Yeah. I mean, it's 2024. You don't need two phones. The guy looks like a fucking bum. And he's got stickers on his phone, like Brahma Bull. What is he, 14? Like, no, like, what the fuck is this? This is a grown man who's, 64, like you said. He's supposed to be a professional guy, and he's running about with multiple phones. Does he have a separate phone for Jimmy? What logo's on Jimmy's phone? A big pile of shite? Yeah, the least fucking important member of the Bloodline? What's Solo Sikoa got? A big fucking picture of Rikishi's arse cheeks?
It's moments like this you wish Tommy Dreamer came through with his wee fucking mad mission in 2001.
And then he's speaking to them. Cody Rhodes' music's playing. Cody Rhodes is saying, the Bloodline's not hunting me, I'm hunting them. And then you've got Heyman with both phones up to his mouth and he's speaking, but you can't hear anything Heyman's saying, and you can't hear, obviously, anything that's coming out the phones. That's because Roman and The Rock aren't on the phones. Heyman's just being a sad bastard speaking to himself. But the point is, it's like, what did this achieve? What did it achieve? Oh, he said no, so he phoned The Rock and Reigns. Are The Rock and Reigns going to fly down there and do something about it? Absolutely not.
Well, all I would say is, right, it's a better ending than what Raw's had recently. I feel like Raw's just ended with flat matches, like Priest against McIntyre, for example. At least it's a continuation of the Bloodline against Rhodes story.
Aye, but I think that's something you do when Heyman's walking out to the car park or something. Then he whips out the phones and he phones them. Why the fuck would he phone them when Cody Rhodes' music's blasting? Adrenaline. That's all you can hear. And Paul Heyman's trying to have a conversation with two guys at the same fucking time while there's music blasting in the crowd. Well, the crowd weren't really cheering. The crowd were dead. But you get my point. Like, you would wait till you get outside of the arena to make a phone call.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm clinically depressed. Raw actually, it gets me down.
I don't think Raw was that bad this week because, like, I missed about an hour of it. And that wee nap gave me some energy, so.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm going to get.
But Raw, you see when you're falling asleep during wrestling, and this is a couple of times now I fell asleep watching wrestling lately. 2 weeks ago, I fell asleep watching Dynamite. Or was that last week?
That was last week.
Last week, fell asleep watching Dynamite. This week, fell asleep watching Raw. Yeah, not good.
I think it's time I cashed in my fall asleep during a wrestling show contract.
Many of them do you get a year?
How many wrestling shows is there? Fuck, there's near enough 365, there is.
What do you mean 360? There've been more than that.
Aye.
Well.
500, then you get 500 a year. Anyway, rating, I'll get a... How are you getting it? 2 out of 10?
I'll get a 3.
2.5 out of 10?
2.5 out of 10, guys. We're getting somewhere. Road to WrestleMania. Our ratings are slightly increasing. We'll see what happens next week. But it just seems like the focus is all on SmackDown. Like, they're hyping up SmackDown. The Rock's going to be on the next 3 SmackDowns in a row. Who's going to be on Raw? Like, what reason is there to watch Raw? Can't we get something on Raw?
Yeah, like, Cody Rhodes can't carry it up until... That's the problem, like... You know, you've got Seth Rollins who wants to be in this feud, but then that's just going to subtract for Raw. But then is Seth Rollins going to be appearing on SmackDown?
I guess the only thing we've got really to carry Raw is Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch.
Which is obviously fantastic.
Can Rhea Ripley carry Raw on her big man shoulders?
I'm not too sure. Anyway, guys, till next time, 2.5 out of 10. Peace.